Welcome to W&L Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with women's track and field coach Dana Freeman, women's basketball senior Shelbi Hendricks, and women's swimming captain Meredith Murphy. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington and Lee athletics. Men's and women's swimming recorded dual meet wins over VMI. Both basketball teams dropped nail-biters at Guilford. The men lost 71-68 in overtime, while the women fell 60-58 to the Quakers. Wrestling lost Centennial Conference matches to Gettysburg, Johns Hopkins, McDaniel, and Ursinus. It was a busy weekend as well for track and field, highlighted by a school record performance from the men's distance medley relay team at the Camel City Invite in Winston-Salem. I'm joined now by women's track and field coach Dana Freeman. Dana, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Your team also competed in Winston-Salem. You had some athletes going to Liberty as well. Tell us about the team's performances at those two events.
Absolutely. We chose to split the team into two meets this weekend, which is not something we do on a regular basis. But because of the snowstorm this past weekend, we wanted to give everyone the opportunity to compete. The JDL was a big and exciting meet. We had Catherine run a PR in the 800. Dana ran a season best in the 60. Lizzie finished 8th in the pole vault. The DMR was 6th overall, and Kristen and Rachel were 4th and 5th in the 5K. At Liberty, we also had a couple PRs in the 800 by Maggie and Bailey, and then Maggie, Kara, and Kaylee all ran season best in their events.
The women's cross-country team won the ODAC title back in the fall. How can you build off that success with your distance runners during the track season?
The women on the distance side have brought a lot of enthusiasm to the track and field team this year. They know the type of work it takes to be a conference champion, and that knowledge has been really helpful for the track and field team this year.
The ODAC Indoor Championship is coming up at the end of the month. In the preseason coaches poll, Bridgewater was picked first. You guys were second, but the Eagles, the Generals, and Roanoke all got first place votes. How competitive do you expect the conference meet to be?
It's going to be so competitive. Every place is going to be very important, and we're scoring 8 this year instead of 6. We're going to need to capitalize on the events in which we have the depth, and everyone is going to need to be at their very best on February 28th. We've seen Bridgewater and Roanoke at a couple meets so far, and you can kind of get a sense that everyone knows how close it's going to be this year at the conference meet.
What can W&L accomplish this season?
The women on this team have really proved that they can accomplish their goals when they put in the work, so the sky's the limit.
Dana, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Here with me in the studio is Shelbi Hendricks, senior basketball player from Louisville. Shelbi, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Washington and Lee had a close loss at first place Guilford over the weekend. You dropped another tight game last week against Emory and Henry. You're in a lot of contests. What did the Generals need to do to finish out close games like that?
Well, with the last two games, we definitely ran into two really good teams playing really well. So dropping those games was disappointing, but also promising for us. But going forward, every game in the ODAC is going to be a nail-biter, just how the league is this year. So really focusing on finishing those out. We've put some new sets in to give us a little bit of a better opportunity at the end of games, and then just making sure that no matter what, we kind of have that belief that we can win even if it's a close game.
We spoke last week with Coach Clancy about the impact that your class has had on the program. What's it been like to play alongside your fellow seniors for the last 4 years?
It's been really special. You know, coming in as freshmen, we were half of the team number-wise, and we've really gotten to watch the program grow as we've grown as players as well. Katie Wilds is just one of the most positive presences any team could have. You know, she's playing with a broken finger right now and never questioned whether or not she would finish out the season, and that's been really great. Alina Hamrick has battled back from injury after injury over 4 years, and that's one of the hardest things to do, and we're really happy to have her on the court to finish out our career. And then Paige Corvino, you know, she and I have shared a lot of minutes on the court together, and I could never actually speak about, and I don't think anyone could truly measure the amount that she's given to this program as a 4-year starter. And so finishing out these 4 years with those 3 people is going to be a really special experience, and hopefully will culminate with a really deep run into the ODAC tournament.
You are rarely the tallest player on the court, and yet you lead the team in rebounding, and Washington and Lee is first in the conference in rebounding margin. What are the keys for a shorter player or a smaller team to be so effective at crashing the glass like that?
We are definitely undersized in almost every game we walk into, but I think the biggest thing is that we never consider ourselves undersized. We put an emphasis on rebounding really early on in the season. I think we got out-rebounded at CNU first game and realized that we are going to have to learn how to out-rebound teams in order to win. So really putting a focus on it from the beginning and then just having a relentless attitude. We want the ball, we're going to get it. Even if we're shorter than someone else, that doesn't matter. We rebound a lot taller.
You spoke earlier about making a deep run in the ODAC tournament. What do the Generals need to do to make that happen?
Yeah, that's really the golden question for us right now. The ODAC championship is always at the top of our goal sheet. And so looking forward to that, I think that we have the pieces. We have a lot of players playing really well. Aylin Kelly's been shooting really well. Jackie Clifford just doing what she does, driving. Emily Perzik has been heating up lately. So really pulling all those pieces together and peaking at the right time will be really important for us. And then obviously pulling out those close games. ODAC tournament is never going to be easy, so figuring out a way to win will be really important for us.
Shelbi, thanks for joining us here. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Joining me now is Meredith Murphy, senior swimming captain from Hillsborough, California. Meredith, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
Washington and Lee won all 4 of its dual meets in January. Beyond the victories, how pleased have you been with the team's performances in 2016?
It's actually been really exciting this year. Normally January is a hard month to swim, coming off of training trip in Miami when we have a lot of hard swimming. This weekend especially was really exciting with our senior meet against VMI. We had a full crowd cheering us on. The teams, men's and women, combined to break 7 pool records, which is like incredible at any meet, and especially at this time of the season. So it's really exciting for these next few weeks going forward.
What's been the most rewarding part about serving as one of the team captains this year?
I think the most rewarding part has been the team camaraderie that we've had this year. We have a smaller women's team than we had at least last year, and so just getting to know each and every one of the other swimmers on the team has been really great, and I think we have a really good chemistry going, so I think we have a lot to look forward to coming up in ODACs.
Washington and Lee has faced some great competition this year. You had dual meets against teams like Carnegie Mellon and Mary Washington. You finished second in a deep field at Franklin and Marshall. How has your schedule prepared you for the postseason?
We've been really fortunate this year to have a tough swimming schedule, especially outside of the ODAC. At the Franklin and Marshall Invitational, we raced against Delaware, which is a great Division I program, so it was really exciting to have some really difficult competition so that it could really motivate us to go faster and really proved that we are a great Division III program.
What are the team's expectations for next week's ODAC championship?
I think first and foremost is to win ODACs, but more than that is to, we'd love to send individuals and relays to the NCAA championship. And we're also looking to always break school records, and on top of that, break ODAC meet records, and just overall have everyone swim personal bests and have a good time.
Meredith, thanks for joining us. Best of luck at the ODAC meet.
Thanks.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. The baseball team is slated to open up the season on Saturday with a home doubleheader against St. Mary's. Wrestling travels to New Jersey to face Centennial Conference foes Stevens and NYU, while the track and field teams compete at Christopher Newport's Vince Brown Invitational. Women's basketball also heads to Hampton Roads for a matchup with Virginia Wesleyan, and men's hoops visits Lynchburg. Baseball will face St. Mary's again on Sunday, and looking ahead to Monday, men's basketball plays host to Randolph-Macon. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.